Hello, everybody. I'm going to rock and roll. Hello, everybody. As soon as you jump on, please write your name in the comments. Say hello, hello, hello to wherever you are. I'd love to see you. I'm super duper excited for tonight. I can't tell you what this information means to me and how exciting this information is for me. It's truly just an absolute blessing to be able to know this knowledge now and to be able to share it with you guys. So everybody, this is Motivational Monday. My name is Alexandra Riley from Living Like Queens, and today what I'm going to be talking about is your past has not defined you. It refines you. And I think that going right into this topic, going right into this subject, one of the biggest things that you carry on in life, of course, is going to be your past situations and your past, your experiences and the things that you've gone through. And there's so much that guilt that you put on, and there's so many words that people have said about you that you put on, and if you don't know how to deal with that accordingly, you can be walking around with a whole bunch of words and experiences and the wrong mindset of expectations that just really get you in a place and really end up collectively building up to have your mindset somewhere where you absolutely don't need to be. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to say at some point to my point that God is not human. God does not have human characteristics. God, depending on your religion, depending on your view, could be many different things to you, but one thing that is for sure is that God doesn't pick and choose, like, I'm going to put you in pain, and I want you to hurt, and I want you to be brokenhearted. That's not what God thinks. God doesn't think. Humans think. And I think a lot of people, one of the biggest things that they say when they go through things in their past that are painful, they're saying, well, how could God do this to me? I'm a good person. I deserve this. Well, the first thing is that God is not human. So I think that's the first point that I want to make going into this video and explaining to you guys what it means absolutely. Why do we have suffering? Why do we have pain? Why do we go through these tough times, right? That makes you have insecurities and so on and so forth. So with that being said, is that I'm also going to go into the word complementarity. Complementarity basically is all things that complement one another. There's light and there's dark. There is black, there's white, there's organism and universe, there's sweet and sour. All of the opposite sides of the spectrum, as well as there's good and bad. If these bad things didn't happen in the world or didn't happen in your life, then how would you know what good is? You wouldn't know the opposite. Or all these good things happen and you like the way that certain things feels, then how would you know the opposite feeling of that, in which that, I don't like the feeling of this. That gives it form of bad. So I think how you look at these situations that have gone on to your life, you can't, you have the option to choose whether, was this bad? Did this not serve you? Or could you have looked at it in a way that those experiences did serve you? Okay? So the first point is that every bad choice that you have made or that has been made unto you, it's something that it was really an opportunity. I think every bad thing that somebody has said to you, or every bad thing that has happened in your life, it was an opportunity. It can be looked at as an opportunity for you to search in, to do some research on it, and to develop yourself to become a better you. Those experiences, those relationships that were in your past, that you say that that was like maybe a bad dark spot in your past, that is something that really could have served you. That's something that really could have really can make you a better person. So I ask, and also in life I say that it's not about being perfect. No one's ever going to be perfect. Life isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. And you're not going to be perfect throughout the journey. Even at the destination, there's always going to be ways that we could have been better, that we could have done something differently. But because of who we are, we did it that way, right? So with that being said, the way that you look at something, it was an opportunity to serve you. It was refining you for the next step in your life, right? And so to be grateful, I challenge you and I ask you to be incredibly grateful for the things that have happened to you, the things that have happened in your past, the things that have been said for you, because it gave you perspective, it gave you awareness, and it also gave you the opportunity to make choices. So that's my first choice. And then also, so that's my first point. And then also I'll say with that is that anything that you've ever done, anything that you have guilt about, anything that you may have second guessed, resent about, or even towards, I would absolutely say that there's grace. What was yesterday was yesterday. And it's not to be worried about. What is going on? Oh, okay. So that's my first point. And my second point is that and I'm just going to look to my notes really quick, is that you are not what other people say you are. You are what God says you are. And you are what you believe that you are. Okay? So, what does God say that you are? Now, I'm just going to quote something from Scripture really quick, because that's what really relates to me. And in Scripture it says, you are God's workmanship. You are in the likeness of God, perfect, accepted, and blessed with every spiritual blessing in heavenly places. That's big. And that is so on the other side of the spectrum than what other people will be saying to you. There's tons of people that'll say that you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not trendy enough, you don't have enough experience, or, who are you? Who am I? All of these words, all of these expressions, all of these theories that are projections put onto us, that is not our truth. And that even serves to your past. Anything that has happened to you, that has been said to you, words that have been spoken to you, choices that you have made, that does not define you. No matter how embarrassing or how vulgar or how inappropriate, how uncalled for, nobody's perfect. And those things happen. But when you're in the emotions, when you're in the feelings of what that is, you need to go back to what God says you are. And God says you are workmanship. What is workmanship, okay? Workmanship, that is something that is referred to that, took time, it took thought, it took strategy, it was something that was crafted, it was something that was special. And that's who you are. You are special, you are unique, you are everything you are supposed to be in this moment, in every single moment. You are great, you are a creator, that is who you are. So those decisions, those words that you spoke, they absolutely were a part of the time, but they don't define who you are as a greater whole, as the greater picture, okay? And I think that that's something really, really, really important, because there's so many, it's natural to take on what other people have said to you and to take it to heart. And it's natural to believe when the ex-boyfriend says this about you, in a time where you're rough too, in a time where you're real rough, and like a best friend says something that just really hurts and breaks your heart. You cannot take that on. Those discouraging words, those discouraging actions, those have nothing to do with you. That is the projections of other people, and you are, in the end, you are in the likeness of God, blessed with all things, so you can do anything. And you are special, and you need to remember that in the toughest times of your life, or even in the best times of your life, so you can just continue to feel yourself to go forward. And my third is that for the good growing sport. If you look at every situation that's ever happened to you in that way, can you imagine your perspective on an argument, on a circumstance, on a flat tire, on a declined card? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you knew that in some way, somehow, this was for the growth and good of yourself? How would you grieve through that? And it can be really, really hard, really, really hard to imagine that and to go through that and agree with that. But the fact of the matter is that it's true, because every single person, every single plant, season, thing that is alive is working towards its evolution of its best self. Every person is going through life, learning a lesson and getting to its best self. Okay? So anything that comes across as being bad, anything that came across to being, people were against you, people were foul towards you, people were just mean to you, you were treated unfairly, whatever that is, I can tell you it was to make you stronger. It was to give you awareness. And I'll bring up one example. Susan B. Anthony started the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation, saves millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people are able to get scans and able to get surgeries and able to be saved because she was moved by the death and disease by a close member to her. Now, in the present moment, I'm sure Susan and the family were in turmoil, and it was painful and it was sad that their close family member was going through what they were going through. But the lesson and the pain that that person had gone through did good for the world and the evolution, because now all these millions of other people now have funding and planning and all these other things because of that situation. It really was for the good and evolution and growth of all things. And so I ask you to not look at your past in shame and to not look at your previous decisions or your family members or old friends, old boyfriends, old choices. Don't look at it in shame. I ask you to embrace who you were then, who you are now, and to realize that who you were at that time was exactly who you were supposed to be. The choice that you made at that time was exactly what was supposed to happen. No matter how crazy it may seem, it was supposed to happen. So you could be better, stronger, more intelligent, more experienced now, today. So you have something back to look on and say, I don't like that. That's not me. That's not who I want to be with, or etc., etc. That gave you the viewpoint. And I ask you to be grateful that life gave you the experiences to give you the different viewpoints. So that is my motivational tip for this Monday. That is Motivational Monday. I really, really hope that you were able to take this information and to live it, breathe it, know it, and accept it so you can live a better tomorrow. So you can live more empowered, more inspired, and accept yourself more and love yourself so much more. I thank you guys so, so, so much for watching. You guys are wonderful and beautiful, and I love you so much. Ask you to put your comments down below. Tell me what was your biggest takeaway from this Motivational Monday. And also, I ask you to share. I love you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.